Arsenal are there where they should be. And the difficulty is still maintaining that, but believe me, I'll give it my best. And I can assure all the fans that while I'm here and as long as I'm here, everybody underneath me will be working just as hard.
The glories of Copenhagen were still a long way off when a truly international season began back in July in South Africa. The Gunners joined in the celebrations at the rebirth of a nation, met Nelson Mandela, and won a four-way tournament with victories over Orlando Pirates, the Kaiser Chiefs, and league champions Manchester United. Two Ian Wright penalties, the perfect warm-up for the first serious business of the season.
Here's Limpar, given another chance this afternoon by George Graham to show what he can do, and trying to please the manager there. Blocked by Dixon. Owen, who had such a consistent season last season for Manchester United. It's over Linegan's head. Cantona clips it back. Hughes with the volley. Mark Hughes with a goal for Manchester United. That's a strange one by Giggs. Ian Wright! How does he do it? Schmeichel doesn't know. A goal to take your breath away. Barely a chance. An instinctive reaction as to where the goal was, and he found it.
1-1 and the game went to extra time, then penalties. Ironically, it was Ian Wright who missed the crucial kick. A minute later, it was all over.
Brian Robson. Now the pressure is on Arsenal, and look who's going to take the kick. It's Seaman himself. The champions have beaten the cup holders in the Charity Shield.
With the big kick-off approaching, Arsenal unveiled their new faces for the new season. The mural was gone and the magnificent new North Stand was unveiled. And on the pitch, another big investment. Eddie McGoldrick signed from Crystal Palace for £1 million.
Everybody harbours, horizons to go on to better things, and Arsenal is the biggest stage in the country. So, I've come here, you just have to look around the place really to know that everything about Arsenal Football Club is top quality. And every player here is top quality as well. There's a quality player to fill in every position. So that's what the boss likes. He likes to keep it competitive and everybody on the toes. So I'm really relishing the prospect of fighting for my place.
Eddie, like Arsenal, aiming high. But then, opening day blues in the form of Coventry City.
Here's John Williams, taking Linegan with him. Clever back heel. Oh, Dixon on Love, penalty. Well, the crowd trying to put off Mickey Quinn. But Coventry have their first goal of the season. Well, I wonder if there are shades of last season here when Arsenal started so badly on the opening day against Norwich City. Here's Wegley giving them a problem, and Quinn is there again. That's a terrific goal. Wegley. Adam Once hesitated, Quinn bearing down on Seaman and the goal, and he's got a hat-trick. What a way to start the season.
So, a disappointing start, but the Gunners were soon fighting back.
Winterburn shaking off Howells, and then giving the ball away. Here's Janssen. Right! It was very well hit, and very well stopped by Torsvedt. Torsvedt has lost it under challenge from Adams. Adams again! Was it over the line? It was Colin Calderwood who says no goal, that he stopped it. And David Ellery agrees. Well, first impressions can be misleading, but I must say I thought that it was over. Adams certainly thought so. No goal. Long throw from Winterburn, and Arsenal, who made the running here, have a corner. Andy Linnigan knows all about things happening in the closing stages of games. And in he goes, and right! Believes he's won it here at White Hart Lane for Arsenal. Andy Linnigan, the cup final hero, played a part, and Wright runs the length of the pitch in celebration. The second header was the scoring header. Agony for Tottenham, delight for Arsenal. Davis. Sheffield Wednesday with a score or two to settle here. And here's McGoldrick. Graham Hyde can't get it away. Campbell right in the middle. Oh, great play by Campbell. A formality for Wright. Arsenal lead. And the respect there between the two who are centre stage for Arsenal total. Ian Wright had the perfect view of the brilliant work here from Kevin Campbell. He deceived them all. Des Walker, Chris Woods and company. Sheffield Wednesday 0, Arsenal 1. Well, Seaman took the extra touch and then had to kick quickly as Dean closed in. Leeds labouring with this problem of not having won away from home for almost 18 months. Oh, and there's a goal down here inside the first minute. It's an own goal by John Newsom. Off goes Campbell. Oh, and Merson puts it away. Gary Kelly pressed by Arsenal then. Dean took that very well indeed. Strachan, a shooting chance and a goal for Leeds United. They're not lying down here at Highbury. Well, Arsenal still leading by the first goal scored at the North Bank end since it's been redeveloped by Paul Merson. But that lead is a fragile one here. Brian Dean. Right, brilliantly held by Southall. Outstanding goalkeeping. Straight down the middle from Seaman, flicked on by Campbell. Wright lines it up and lashes it in. Similarities with the first goal, but no need for another player to be involved from the goalkeeper's clearance this time. The ball went long from Seaman, straight to Wright, but there was still... Sherwood. Linnigan got to the ball, Blackburn stopping for a second, thinking there might have been a foul. Merson. Wright. very close indeed. Berg. David May. And Newell, who's such a willing runner, got the better of Adams. And it's in. Gallagher. Seaman got a hand to it, but it wasn't enough. Campbell, can he get to this one? He has done. He's scored for Arsenal. Ipswich have a deserved reputation for doing their homework on the opposition. They can make it very difficult for the teams they face to express themselves, but here's Wright, and no one can stop him in this sort of mood. It's his 6th goal of the season. Williams. Well, Arsenal might be able to break here with Wright having a look up to see where Campbell is, and I'm sure to see where the goal is as well. And it's the goal that he looks for. Campbell! Well, Wright can celebrate, but the goal this time goes to his compatriot up front. Merson, closed down by Stockwell. Nice link up with Winterburn. Good looking cross here. 3. A second for Campbell. A snappy move, a sweet goal. And Ipswich in disarray. McGoldrick. Well, they let Wright turn and they let Campbell stride on. It is a hat-trick. Wright starting the scoring here at the expense of Ipswich Town, but since then it's been 1, 2, 3 for Kevin Campbell.
After that opening day hiccup, a tremendous recovery, and the Gunners' 6-game unbeaten run reflected in their league standing. So things looking good as Arsenal prepared for Europe and the Cup Winners' Cup. First stop on 93-94's European tour, Odense in Denmark. Arsenal's visit was the biggest footballing occasion in years, so when rain threatened play, the hosts pulled out all the stops to make sure the game went ahead. On the training pitch, the Gunners were establishing a game plan relying on traditional values.
He's giving himself a ooh. He's oohing himself. Kevin,
I don't think we should try to play the continental style. I think we're used to playing a certain way in England. Certain teams, a lot of people talk in England about the passing game and all this, you know. Yeah, you can pass and pass and pass and not go anywhere. There's got to be an end product to all the passing, and that means efforts and goal, and crosses, it means activity in the box. Because you can pass the ball all day long, but unless you get the ball in the box, you won't score.
A few hours later, the moment of truth had arrived.
You can expect to see the pitch cut up during the course of the evening. For the moment it looks good, and driving forward is Hemmingson, and he's played a useful ball in there as well, and a penalty awarded straight away. Despite Linnigan's protest that there was a dive by Jess Torup, Odense have the perfect opportunity to take the lead here in only the 2nd minute of the game. It's Jess Torup against Seaman, and they've missed. And Torup holds his head in his hands, the ball clipping the outside of Arsenal's right-hand upright, and I wonder if that's a good omen for the Gunners. Couldn't have been closer to scoring, could it? Brian Scorup, and they've stationed 3 men on the Arsenal line, trying to unsettle Seaman. Taken quickly. Scorup hits it in, and an own goal! Scorup takes the claim. Odense have the lead. Seaman could do nothing about it. Ian Wright making tracks now towards the Danish goal. Still Ian Wright. And bowled over. That's a free kick conceded by Sumgild. And Sumgild will certainly be cautioned by the referee. It's the first yellow card of the evening. Torben Sumgild. So there are a number of options here, and it's going to be rolled. It will be Winterburn's shot, and Hurg couldn't hold it. Ian Wright equalises. Arsenal level, and it all came right. The surface played its part, and this phenomenal goal scorer, Ian Wright, does the trick for Arsenal yet again. Hurg just couldn't hold on. Merson couldn't get in, but Ian Wright could. This should be Arsenal's chance to move forward now, and they've got men up. And Merson straight away wants to take them all on. On goes Merson, still here, Paul Merson, and it's in! Arsenal are in front, and it's third time lucky for Merson. He'd hit one wide, he'd hit one over the top. This time, it's in the back of the net. Confronted by Hemmingson, Merson, full of confidence, rides the second tackle, whips the shot in. It came off Hurg's left boot. The defender couldn't keep it out. Arsenal having been behind and now in front for the first time.
A hard-fought victory. The second leg was never as tough. Kevin Campbell effectively killed the tie with his set-piece header. And although Odense grabbed an equaliser, it was too little, too late. Arsenal cruising through to the second round. In the league, things weren't running quite so smoothly.
Arsenal certainly feel that they might be able to embarrass Manchester United here on their own patch. Here's Parker. Oh, embarrassing Schmeichel, who was concerned in case that might be read as a back pass. It certainly wasn't, but he was taking no chances. Sharp pushing on. Now it's Hughes, and free kick given against David Hillier for just blocking Paul Ince's attempt to get that return ball from Hughes. Well, Owen is there, and so too is Cantona. Cantona! It's a fantastic goal from the flamboyant Frenchman. Here's Jensen. Right setting off, Jensen saw him, and as he found him, well, Schmeichel came to block Campbell, and Schmeichel is there again. It's a better response, this, from Arsenal, and a very thoughtful ball from Jensen, but Wright found Schmeichel on him very quickly. And then the goalkeeper was in the right place to cut out the Campbell shot. Jensen, Martin Keown making movement down the right-hand side. McGoldrick, chance to try the shots, and it wasn't far away. Well, Southampton working hard and making it difficult for Arsenal to pick their passes, but Davis and McGoldrick, Campbell. Flowers getting to it, McGoldrick's there again, Merson! It drops in for Arsenal. And the hard work pays off. Paul Merson. But great credit to Kevin Campbell. As they say in the game, he really stood the cross up here. And Flowers couldn't deal with it decisively under pressure from Merson, who was there to hook it over his shoulder and in. McGoldrick. All the while Dixon making an angle on the far side, Jensen, but Merson going through the middle. At the end, where in the last championship winning season he scored the winning goal here. Campbell. And still.
Arsenal slipping slightly in the league, but the League Cup defence started in the best possible way.
Campbell to McGoldrick. Wright wants it threaded through. Oh, that's a great touch. And Ian Wright completes the job in classic style. Swift and decisive Arsenal there. Campbell did well. McGoldrick saw the possibilities, but look at this from Wright. Trevitt is the defender, and he's deceived him totally and found the space still to get the shot beyond Francis. Merson in quickly. Wright. Campbell. 2-0. And really the gulf between the two sides in the structure of league football quite apparent here. A top-class set play, perfectly executed, and Campbell tucks it away. George Graham might look upon meeting Huddersfield as a good omen in his first season in charge when the League Cup was won. Huddersfield were beaten on the way to Wembley, and Campbell. And Merson, it's 3. Francis a bit unlucky there, having parried the first effort, but his defenders weren't quite quick enough to get to the rebound as he beat the ball away from Campbell's shot. Merson on the spot. Jensen. Keown looking for a return pass, but McGoldrick has other ideas. Now Wright, what's he trying here? Well, he continues to have commentators reaching for the superlatives. Another goal out of the top draw from Ian Wright. He saw Francis off his line. He's not the tallest goalkeeper around, but he was totally deceived by a superb chip. Lingering look. Huddersfield stepping up, and they've got it wrong. Adams is onside. It's an open goal. It's the hat-trick for Wright. And Tony Adams leaves the dancing to those with a greater sense of rhythm, perhaps, but he'd be entitled to join in if he wanted to. He made a run round the back, and he saw where Wright was. He picked him out. 5-0.
In the second leg, Ian Dunn gave Huddersfield a shock lead. But there was to be no consolation win for the second division side. Alan Smith equalised and Arsenal threw comfortably on aggregate. In the league, Arsenal were finding goals far harder to come by. 3 consecutive scoreless draws. At home to Manchester City, away at Oldham, and back at Highbury against Norwich, who've been proving just as difficult to beat in the Coca-Cola Cup.
McGoldrick. Here's Parler on the burst. And going on. Gunn can't hold it. But he gets to the loose ball before Merson could pounce. Held up by Sutton. Fox. Sutton getting into the centre. Oh, Jensen, he's only teed it up here for Ian Crook. And Norwich have the lead. Right. Just wriggling away from Polston. It's a fast cross. It falls for Parler. Adams. Now Jensen. Smith screening it well. It's Ian Wright on the left foot. And he lashed it past Gunn. Well, these sides have seen so much of each other in recent days. Not too much between them. But here is Merson. And Limpar. Owen Smith, he's taken a long time and he hasn't made the most of the opportunity. To Norwich's considerable relief. Oh, Gunn slipped. Can Wright retrieve it? He might. It's an audacious try. It's an admirable goal to celebrate his 100th game in Arsenal's colours. It's his 71st goal for the club over that time. That is a fantastic percentage. He so rarely fails them. Gunn rather failed Norwich here when he slipped. And the wrong man was around for Norwich. It was Ian Wright for Arsenal. Helped on by Smith, then by Limpar. Wright's in again. Merson, first for the rebound, 2-0. Sally. Well, Norwich are a force away from home, but they're not quite so strong on their own ground. They're cut apart here. And Arsenal confirm a real superiority here at Carrow Road. And the anniversary gets happier and happier for Ian Wright. 100 games, and now goal number 72.
Back into Europe now, and a potentially tricky tie against the Belgian cup holders, Standard Liège.
Played in early by Keown. Will Wright get there first? It's a goal for Arsenal, Ian Wright.
Well, I think it'd be unfair to say he hasn't had a kick yet, but he's certainly not played a major part in the game so far. But he has now. And it's amazing, Brian. It's Smith, who you want in the middle, who's doing the work out wide. Great cross, I think from McGoldrick. And a terrific finish. The goalkeeper left in absolute no man's land.
Stolen like a cat burglar there, didn't he?
It was Keown who knocked the ball in. Great ball. Difficult for the keeper because it was always coming away from him. And a great finish.
Who will it be? Well, we'll have to wait for that Liège wall to retreat full 10 yards.
I think it's going to be Merson, because it depends which side he takes. Yeah, he's going the other side. It'll be Merson, I think. Probably go wrong.
It's Merson. And it's a goal! Well, you said you hoped he had better luck than he had in Rotterdam when he smacked the Dutch post. A lovely free kick there by Paul Merson. Over the wall. What a great sight that is. Muneron was left stranded, and Arsenal are 2 ahead. And now Arsenal attacking again. Merson and Wright up there. The yellow shirts are getting back, and Wright got there first. It's with Ian Wright. It's a wonderful goal by Ian Wright.
You can talk about all the great finishes you've ever seen, but this lad ranks with the best of them that I've ever seen. There's still a lot of work to do. It's a great little ball from Merson. They're both on the same wavelength here. Look at this. But there's an awful lot of work to do. He knows the goalkeeper's going to come. He knows he's going to lie down.
3-0 for Arsenal.
2 weeks later, the Gunners arrived for the second leg in Liège in relaxed but determined mood.
Yes, yes, Gav. And again! Two! We got to draw.
Match day, there was a job to finish, but there was also time to celebrate Ian Wright's 30th birthday.
Happy birthday.
birthday to you. Thank you. Happy birthday to you. Thanks very much, lads. It's a lovely gesture from a wonderful club. I hope my desire is still strong and wonderful, great.
Righty, with one yellow card in the tournament, wasn't risked in the second leg, but Arsenal didn't miss their main source of goals on a record-breaking night.
Here's Merson. And look, maybe to banish any doubts at all with a goal. Here's Merson taking that ball from Selly. Smith on the far side! And exactly what Arsenal required. That opening goal with a little more than 2 minutes gone. And that's good night, Standard Liège. Only Alan Smith's second goal of the season. And what a good one it was. Excellent work by Merson leading to it. And Smith, who pulled away on that far side, getting the volley, 1-0. But here's Winterburn for Arsenal. Try to get it down the line. Cut out once again. Lost by Geno. Well handled, though, by Seaman. And Dixon quick on the break. And Campbell even quicker on the break. Smith and Merson are waiting in the middle. Will it come to Merson? It may not, but it might come to Selly! It's another one for Arsenal! Terrific goal by young Ian Selly. And Arsenal go 2 in the lead. What a great break, starting from Dixon, taken on by Campbell. The cross came in, the ball came loose, and Selly walloped it home for number 2. Corner. Arsenal back to full strength. Alan Smith back on and taking up a position inside that Standard Liège 6-yard area. As Paul Davis will hoist another corner in for Arsenal, leading by 2-0, 5-0 on aggregate. And knocked in and pushed away! Tony Evans! It's 3-0. This is developing into a rout now. A beautiful corner served in well there by Davis. Campbell knocked it out. Muneron could only shovel it out to Adams. Campbell getting in behind him. It could be another one. It is 4-0. Kevin Campbell. 41 minutes gone, 7-0 on aggregate. Great stuff again, just lifting it over Muneron. It's not just a rout, it's a massacre now. Incredible performance. And all, remember, without Ian Wright.
Magnificent. We was more looking for them to have a start like that, scoring so quickly. We scored our first attack. If they had scored it that early, then we would have been a little bit worried, because that's what you want to do when you're 3-0 down. But this is just magnificent performance from the boys. You know, I'm loving it. That's a bit unfortunate for the Standard Liège players, but you know, we just want to win. We're not bothered about them really. Great. Thank you very much.
Came off Merson. Goldrick. It's gone round his man beautifully. There's the cross coming in towards Merson! Well, if anybody deserved a goal tonight, it was Paul Merson. And that's Arsenal's 5th, and they lead 8-0. And Standard have never been an English side in European competition. Merson with number 5. McGoldrick, a little touch again for Davis. Kept things moving along nicely through the midfielders. Davis, and here's good work by Eddie McGoldrick. And it's another one, and it's Campbell. work. Campbell, right at the end, probably got the touch. And Arsenal take the score to 6 and the aggregates to 9. McGoldrick did so well here. Yes, and Campbell just got the touch that mattered. His second goal, Arsenal's 6th. Safe landing again by Seaman. Not only that, a superb throw out that sends Merson racing forward. McGoldrick again. What an amazing goal! Eddie McGoldrick. Sheer simplicity from one end of the field to another. An astonishing goal on a truly astonishing night.
Back in North London, a few thousand fans had turned out at Highbury to watch the match on the new state-of-the-art Jumbotron screens. And at home and away, the message was the same.
I think the three up front, Campbell, Merson and Smith, were excellent tonight, especially Campbell and Merson. The way they were raiding from flank positions was excellent. And every time we went forward, it was as if we were going to score goals.
Back to the Premier League now, and another tough month.
Townsend. Caught in possession by Anders Limper. Wright wants it threaded through. Tripped by Sean Teal. Penalty given. Arsenal's first penalty of the season. Bosnich deflects it onto the post. Puts his arm up in a gesture of triumph. Limper. Teal there again. Here's Dixon. Keown. Right. It's a lovely turn. It's a goal well worth waiting for. The Barron run is over. And Ian Wright makes up for the penalty failure in the first half with a tremendous turn here and perfect placement with the shot. Villa get it back with Townsend. Well, Winterburn flew in then. And here's Whittingham, the substitute, darting in behind Adams, and Aston Villa have equalised. Well, Aston Villa don't have this unbeaten away record without obvious battling qualities, but Arsenal regretting now letting slip a number of real opportunities to put this particular game out of Villa's reach. And here we are in the closing moments with Dean Saunders. And Townsend coming in. Oh, and Villa must have snatched it now. On his right foot as well. A smash and grab job at Highbury from Ron Atkinson's Aston Villa. That's off the head of Sinclair. Linnigan, Smith! And on a ground where they haven't won since 1974. Arsenal have the lead here at Stamford Bridge. Johnson jumping with Smith. Dixon forward quickly. Lee slow on the turn. Ian Wright. Now, what's the referee made of this? Philip Don has given a penalty to Arsenal, indicating that Ian Wright was put off here by an unfair challenge from David Lee. Now Wright failed with his first penalty of the season against Aston Villa, but he scores with his second.
Next, West Ham, another London derby and a game remarkable only for a rare rush of blood from one of football's nicest men. David Seaman sent off, but the Gunners holding on for a goalless draw. Next, a real test against revitalised Newcastle.
Right back for Dixon. Smith and Merson in the middle. It's a deep one towards Merson. Clean connection. Clean handling by Hooper. But here's Wright, accelerating in behind Scott, who was a bit slow to react. And it's a corner. Bold has come up to the near post. Smith behind him. Bold gets to it. And Ian Wright. Arsenal lead. It's a scoring set piece for George Graham's team. You feel that this could be the crux of the afternoon. Newcastle looking good enough to get a goal back, but are they strong enough defensively to stop Arsenal scoring again? They're not. Alan Smith, another corner. Two successful set pieces for Arsenal. Cole for Beardsley, can he reach it? He does!
Despite that win, Arsenal losing touch in the race for the championship, and a midweek visit from Aston Villa saw the end of their Coca-Cola Cup defence.
Saunders. Now Atkinson. And Atkinson again. And the holders are in trouble here. Aston Villa have scored. Daly and Atkinson. Kept in by Merson, who'd taken the corner. Bolds, and Bosnich flicks it over the top.
So, one trophy gone, and with Christmas coming, there were few gifts for the Gunners.
Smith. Here's Selly. Merson joining in. And McGoldrick, and now Dixon. Arsenal moving the ball across the pitch, but playing rather in front of Coventry. Davis. Winterburn. Pressed by Sean Flynn, who's got the better of him. And Quinn! Well, I don't know what it came off, but it's ended up in the back of the net. Here's Dixon. Looking for Smith. Well met by Calderwood. Some very neat work from Hazard. And glided on well by Dazelle. Darren Anderton is away here. Adams trying to get across and force him wide. But the shot is wide of David Seaman. It's in the back of his net. And Tottenham lead. Hazard at the moment giving Arsenal some problems, but a free kick to Arsenal against Sol Campbell, taken quickly. Limpar for Smith. The shot is on. Well, it might well have been passing wide, but Torsbeck was taking no chances. Kerslake. Broke off Jensen. Solidly in Dixon, and it's run well here for Arsenal and Limpar. Owen Wright couldn't take it in his stride initially. Dazelle getting the better of Selly, and Campbell is away here. Samway's keeping pace with him. Samway's going towards the near post. Campbell going for goal. Spurs not settling for just defending this one-goal lead. And here's Wright! have equalised. The main man's done it again. And just as Spurs were trying to be positive to hang on here at Highbury, it's all level again thanks to the opportunism of Ian Wright. Limpa lets it run. Smith lets it run. Dixon is up there. Almost too hot to handle for Thorstvedt from Arsenal's right back. But plenty of perception in the passing here, and a stinging shot from Lee Dixon. Nielsen. Now Bart Williams. Hyde. Bart Williams. Still trying to make room for the shot. Took a deflection and Miller got to it very well indeed. Alan Miller determined to make the most of this rare opportunity caused by David Seaman's suspension. Excellent stop. Morrow. Smith. And Wright! Deep into stoppage time. Des Walker has allowed him one kick in the game. And with that kick, he's won the game. Smith played his part. Look how close Walker was, but not close enough. Hodge can get the cross in. McAllister, that's delightfully done. Gary McAllister, it's a great goal for Leeds United. Limpa. Seaman has called into action with a clearance. Limpa. Oh, that's beautifully measured, and here's Wright from Campbell. But Leeds had the greater numbers in the middle, and a goal turned in by Campbell. It was Jensen's header back into the middle, and Kevin Campbell got the touch. It's 1-1. Campbell played right away in the first place. Out by Newsom, in came Jensen, and Billy was going one way, Campbell diverted it the other, and Arsenal are level. Strachan and McAllister doing the plotting here for Leeds United. Plenty of movement from those in the middle. McAllister takes. Oh, and it's in the corner of the net via the head of Tony Adams. 2-1.
4 points from 12, and the Gunners needed to rediscover their scoring touch. Going into 1994, they found it.
Dixon very nippily into intercept. Parlour. Oh, and Swindon caught very, very square indeed. Wright's away. Still Wright. And Campbell applied the finishing touch. Kevin Campbell back in the side last week at Leeds with a goal, and another here at Swindon. Well, look at Wright working back to get the better of Bowden. Parlour. And Campbell put through by Wright. It's a second. And it's turning into a very happy holiday period for Kevin Campbell. And once more, Ian Wright provides the chance for him. Here's McGoldrick. Campbell keeping pace with him and now going ahead of him. McGoldrick uses him as a decoy. Parlour. So much space for Arsenal again. Still Parlour. And Kevin Campbell gets a hat-trick. It's his second hat-trick of the season. And Swindon showing more defensive naivety here. Taylor couldn't hold up the progress of Parlour, and it was a tap-in for Campbell. 3 for him, 3 for Arsenal. Winterburn. Goal from Ian Wright. Few would attempt this, and even fewer would achieve it. Absolutely brilliant. 4-0. Off the back of McGoldrick's head, a little flick from right, retrieved by Bradshaw. And Campbell is away here, there's no flag. And he's made no mistake. Kelly was exposed, and Campbell cashed in for Arsenal. It's just where Kevin Campbell likes the ball to be served to, in behind the defenders. It suits his style, as you can see. Dixon, Parlour already setting off down the right. Campbell going for the near post, and Kelly did very well to keep it out. Well met by Bold. Adams in decisively. Well, Ian Wright has Sheffield United hearts beating faster now, and with due cause. The danger signals were there, and he puts another one on the list. There's something so thrilling about Wright in full cry. And the finishing once more, superb. Campbell closing in round Kelly, the angle's difficult, and all he can hit in the end is the crossbar. Campbell, oh, it's through the goalkeeper. Kelly will be annoyed with himself. Campbell will be absolutely delighted. The goalkeeper thought he had it covered, but he was wrong. Right. Winterburn wants to cross it quickly and does. Parlour's got in here. And the header has rolled on in from Kevin Campbell, who keeps his excellent run going, with Parlour prominent as well. And it's Wimbledon 0, Arsenal 1. Swung in by McGoldrick. Jones got to it, but not the second time. Bold was there. Parlour was there! Sagers may well have been unsighted. And the sort of goal, really, that you often see Wimbledon scoring, but this is one they've conceded. A penalty area scramble, and a scoring shot this time from Ray Parlour. Winterburn, hoisted away by McGoldrick. Held up well by Campbell. Taken on by McGoldrick again. And still McGoldrick. Free kick left to Winterburn. Parlour. Campbell for Parlour. Oh, and there's confusion here. And while Wimbledon hesitated, in came Wright. was good build-up work, but still Wimbledon should have dealt with the danger. The shot from Parler was a miss-kick by Scots Fitzgerald, and Wright was there. Campbell for Wright, who knows this ground so well, enjoys playing here. And this time Sagers stops him adding to Arsenal's 3. Lovely first-time ball by Campbell, and all Fitzgerald could do here was to try and keep Ian Wright relatively wide. Steve Yates staying alongside Ian Wright. McGoldrick with the corner. Campbell! Very unlucky. Parler going in, and it breaks Arsenal's way, and Campbell is away here. Yates trying to get across. Stayscal saving Queen's Park Rangers. It's a bumpy clearance from Seaman. Parler waiting for the knockback from Campbell. He got it! And just wide off the boot of Eddie McGoldrick. Support play by Parler, and McGoldrick very close.
Arsenal unable to break down a determined QPR defence, but after 10 goals in their previous 3 games, things were looking healthier. Next, the first leg of the FA Cup defence and another London derby.
And it ran on for Seaman, and he's used it quickly to Dixon. Parler, Dixon again, and Campbell. Oh, it was a tame finish really. Casey Keller guessed where the ball was going to go, but if Campbell had hit it with any sort of power, Arsenal would have had the lead. Knocked over the top by Dixon. Keller allowed to get a hold of it. Thatcher with the header. Campbell for Arsenal. And Parler pressing the teenager Ben Thatcher. Parler! Well, there haven't been many chances for either side here. Still 0-0. But Merson might change that. It's a corner. McGoldrick takes it. Oh, Keller's lost it! And it's bundled into the back of the net. And Tony Adams gets the congratulations. It looked as though it should have been straightforward for Casey Keller. And here we are when a replay was looking likely. Merson was right in there, but Adams put it in off the goalkeeper, I think.
A real battle there. And there was more of the same at Manchester City in the Gunners' next league game, as a determined David Rocastle did his best to contain his ex-teammates. Rocky and City got their point, but not before a real scare. Ray Parler's strike disallowed, the game ending goalless. Back at Highbury, and an early bolt from the blue, courtesy of Oldham's Graham Sharp. But a careless hand in the Oldham defence gave Ian Wright the chance to equalise from the penalty spot. He did, but another 2 points dropped, and the Gunners in far from convincing form as the FA Cup defence resumed against giant-killing Bolton.
Adams. Cut out by Patterson. Kelly. Good play by McGinley. And McAteer! The holders are in trouble at Burnett Park. Jason McAteer for Bolton. Nearly came for Wright. It does come for Hillier. And now Merson. And now Wright! Well, he always comes up with something when the FA Cup comes around. Ian Wright, who would not have been playing but for the reconsidering of a booking. Adams makes his way forward. Free kick from Winterburn. Oh, Adams is there, and it's in. And Arsenal have turned things around here. Tony Adams, who came up with goals in the quarter-final and of course settled the semi-final in the FA Cup last season. Kelly. McGinley pulling away, and Coyle! Well, the signs have been there, and Bolton are back in it, 2-2. Well, a corner to Bolton, who of course knocked out Liverpool at Anfield, Everton at Goodison Park. Taking on Arsenal here at Highbury, and McGinley has put them in front. Arsenal couldn't clear the corner. Davison's in trouble here, and a chance for Smith. And Arsenal are level 1-1. It was the long throw from Lee Dixon that caused the problem. And Bolton backing off. Adams got a touch. And it broke very invitingly for Alan Smith. Dixon. Smith. Merson! And Bolton hanging on there. Back goes Winterburn, and he's played it short, and it's Owen Coyle off the post. McAteer! And the first goal in extra time goes to the side from the Ensley Insurance League Division 1. On from Campbell. Smith. Merson. Davison thought about coming, decided not to. And there might be a break on here for Bolton Wanderers. It was brilliantly taken on the chest initially by Walker, who goes off in support of David Lee. And Andy Walker crowns Bolton's night here at Highbury. Surely the holders go out now.
One of the shocks of the season, now just Europe and the Premier League to fight for.
Goss. Sutton's got the better of Bold, shoots quickly. Seaman with a superb save to turn the ball onto the bar from Chris Sutton. Well, there were problems once Sutton got into a shooting position, and the shot had a bit of fade on it, but Seaman somehow reached it, and then Dixon was on hand to clear up the danger. Davis with the corner. In from Dixon. Smith is round the back, and open goal for Kevin Campbell. And Arsenal looking for a performance here at Carrow Road, where of course they've already won this season in the Coca-Cola Cup, but having been dumped out of the FA Cup, they've really been on their mettle in the first half here, and Campbell crowns the superiority with a goal set up splendidly by Alan Smith. Great flick by Sutton. Ekoku. Whoa! He's buried it. No chance for Seaman. Dixon. Smith gets it back. Parlour. For Merson. He looks for a chip! And it's a chip of the highest class. And Paul Merson here reminds George Graham that he's still got plenty to offer. That's a peach of a goal. Over Angel. Here comes for Cotti! 1-1.
After 2 draws, new draws, shirts and socks. Supermodels Tony and Ian showed off the Gunners' new look for next season, although the boss didn't entirely approve of Arsenal at the bottom.
No, I think that really was done for part of the leisure industry, you know, where adults now wear their shirts outside their jeans. But I can assure you the players will not be wearing the shirt outside the shorts.
Next up for the model professionals, Blackburn.
Merson. It's gone behind Parlour, but Dixon was alert enough to keep the ball in play and swinging his cross quickly. Smith! Well kept out by Flowers. Smith applauds the service. In from Winterburn. Smith turning well. Merson! His second crucial goal on successive Saturdays. And Alan Smith, who's come close a couple of times himself, providing the chance with a fine cross, met with a fine finish. So it's Davis hanging it up. Merson pulling the ball down and beaten out by Flowers, and he hangs on under pressure from Campbell. Well, you have to take Paul Merson for better or worse, but it's certainly one of his better days and one of his better spells back in the side. Campbell, Merson. Arsenal knocking the ball around well. Very well. It's Parlour. And it's under Flowers, and it's just wide by a whisker. Well, what a wonderful goal it would have been. But it stays at 1-0. Now Dixon. Parlour taking the defenders away and Dixon going on. And here's Wright! He's back. And it's as though he's never been away. Ian Wright. But Lee Dixon made it happen with great help off the ball from Ray Parlour. A little nick through by Dixon, and Wright quicker than Linnigan. 1-0. Limpar. And still... Oh, an own goal! A crazy moment there for Eddie Youds. Arsenal worked it well. Limpar ducked past John Walk. And Youds, well, what was he doing? He kicked it against his other leg and into the net. Parlour. Arsenal in full cry. Limpar. Getting the better of Stockwell. Down he goes! Penalty! Ipswich aren't pleased. But Anders Limpar had Mick Stockwell straining here. There was a bit of a tug to start with outside the area. Right, his second, Arsenal's third. Clive Baker going the right way, but Wright rifling the ball past him. Works short to Hillier. Parlour! Well, Arsenal catch Ipswich out again. And they're piling on the agony here at Portman Road. David Hillier's cross, Ray Parlour's header, and it's 4-0. Marshall. Met by Bold. On by Hillier. That's Dixon. Ah! It's the second own goal of the game. And Lee Dixon scores for Ipswich. Ian Marshall's cross, Dixon looking for the goalkeeper, but finding the goal. Really whacked forward by David Seaman. Adams. And there's no offside here. Could it be a hat-trick for Wright? It is! He is back with a vengeance. Still as sharp as a tack. And here in Suffolk, it's Ipswich 1, Arsenal 5.
The Gunners right back on song in the league, but with Manchester United pulling away, the title race all but over for Arsenal. All hopes now lay on the Euro trail. Next stop on George Graham's European package tour, Turin, one of Italy's richest cities. No time for sightseeing though. It was straight off the plane and down to the magnificent Stadio degli Alpi, shared home of Juventus and Arsenal's quarter-final opponents, Torino. Despite the unfamiliar surroundings, John Jensen was his usual consistent self.
He can't even score in training.
It's very impressive. I think it's about 80,000 capacity. Unfortunately, probably won't be half full tomorrow night. But yeah, I mean, it's a nice modern stadium, completely different from the old stadiums back in England. But no, I think it's very impressive inside. But I don't know. I think I still prefer Highbury.
Dixon on the ball now. It's obviously been well briefed by that. George Graham, I think, has been here at least a couple of times to watch Torino and has studied them closely on video. Here's Francescoli. There's Merson on the run, trying to get in behind Coes. Does brilliantly. Still with Merson. This is a good bit of play by Paul Merson. Can Arsenal finish it off? Smith trying to get to it. Dixon with the shot, curled off a player, and it very nearly screwed into the far corner of the net there. Campbell right in there, and Smith offside.
Well, a superb play early in the move by Merson, who's looked quite lively from the start. He's playing from wide left to come in field, and then at times he's playing more in field. There's Alan Smith laying that ball. Dixon, a good shot across the face of the goal. Intelligent shot, just hammered away there, and when the ball was returned, Smith was in an offside position.
Played in there again, and a header down just wide by Francescoli.
Well, that was a good chance. There's no question about that. A well-delivered ball. And there he's creeping inside of Winterburn.
Foul by Merson that time. Higuchi will take the kick. Torino 6th in the table, as I said, but they're 13 points behind Milan, but still nonetheless with a chance of getting a UEFA place with a good run. Yanni with the shot. Oh my goodness, for a moment I thought Seaman had lost it. And I think maybe he did too. A really powerful shot there by the Yugoslav fullback. Really catches this well, and just for a moment it looked as though it might be an embarrassment for David Seaman, then he just palms it away.
Considering we controlled the game, we probably needed a bit more cutting edge. Probably needed to create a few more chances. But I thought we controlled the game. We were very comfortable. Defensively, David Seaman's had virtually nothing to do.
Selly. Towards right. Venturin. This is Sinigalia. Now Winterburn, bit of space now. Can he use it and use it well? Davis has gone wide for him. Davis with the cross towards Selly. Couldn't reach him. Jensen! Well, one of these days it'll happen for him. 18 months and they rib him in training. They say he can't even score in training either. But one of these days, Jensen is going to hit the target. Towards Alan Smith, nodded down by him. Selly with the shot, and oh, that flicked off Ian Wright, and Galley was so quick to get down at the post. It's played in, and Selly in fact hits a good shot. Smith knocks it back. Selly shot, and it comes off Wright, and the keeper gets down well. Davis leaving it for Winterburn. Winterburn all the way. Great save. That was a super piece of goalkeeping by Galley.
It's a bad miss, Brad. He's done excellent there, Winterburn. Since the start of this first half, he's driven the game. He's made 3 or 4 good surges. Very good trick and Fortunato there. And really, with the left foot he's got, that should have been going in the back of the net.
Seaman knocking it forward towards Smith, who's having a real wrestling match again with Higuchi.
So that sometimes can be the problem, the way Arsenal are playing with the 3 forwards all very close together. It's fairly easy to mark them.
Davis with the kick. Wright's in there. Bold and Adams have come up from the back. Smith, another 6-footer in there. And Arsenal make this one count. Well, Adams is going in there! Well, their work is done, thinks George Graham. At least it's a decisive moment as Davis's free kick comes in.
Plenty of good movement there, plenty of good movement,
and Tony Adams finishing it off.
To be fair to that fella, when he does get in there, that's his scene. I mean, he's as good as anybody in the game, certainly in England, but that's going in on free kicks and attacking the ball.
Well, within a couple of minutes of me saying I can't see where Arsenal are going to score a goal, that lovely super slow motion, and that's how it's done. Tony Adams.
Another historic night at Highbury. Now Arsenal aiming to take their European form into the league.
Well, they did well to make something of that, and Limpar gets it forward quickly as well. Campbell on the chase. Parlour. Well, they hit Moncao on the back. And Selly crosses right! He pulled away at the back post, and he made what was by no means an easy header look a formality, beating Besant on the near post, and maybe the goalkeeper will feel he should have covered that side better. Maskell. Good save by David Seaman. From Jeff Kenner. Limpar. Oh! A superlative strike. Besant could hardly have seen it. And Ian Wright, who scored a hat-trick at Portman Road, is now on a hat-trick at the Dell. And this really takes the breath away. That is absolutely brilliant. Well, Dixon missing out. Simon Charlton against the frame of Seaman's goal. Southampton looking to hit back here and unlucky. Limpar leaving Moncau. He's labouring in pursuit. Anders Limpar for Arsenal. Penalty! Well, as Limpar goes down, Ian Wright, who started his Arsenal League career here at the Dell a couple of years ago with a hat-trick, has 3 more at Southampton's expense. Besant already on the move, but it's past him. Keown. Right, Moncau in a tangle. Smith alongside him. Now Lee Dixon. Right. Is it going to drop for Campbell? It does! Well, a chance for some of the supporting cast to get some praise here. But Ian Wright, who's been centre stage throughout, very much involved as well. His header, helping it on from Dixon's cross, and Campbell was strong against Kenner. Spun well, number 4. Parker. That's Hughes. Oh, and Sharp! On his return to the side, came roaring in as Seaman fumbled. It wasn't an easy one for David Seaman by any means, but his standards, it's a slip and a costly one. Jensen. Out came Schmeichel, and it's off the line as Arsenal come again. And Paul Davis, who's due a goal, very nearly got one. Merson, Winterburn. Well, the pressure almost paying off. As Wright went through, Schmeichel's save coming off his line. Back it came from Davis. And Paul Ince was there by the post. Alistair. Bruce battling with Smith. There's such a tension in the air here. And Arsenal get the free kick, which Merson takes. 1-1. It may be an own goal, and I think it's Gary Pallister. Owen, first to it. Cantona. Oh, and it'll run on here for Ryan Giggs. Stopped by Seaman. Back with Hughes, the goalkeeper repositioning. Hughes gets the cross in. Selling, looking long. And effectively too, Wright to take on Bruce. He's past Bruce. And it's past the post. really is an evening to set the pulses racing. Bold with a header. Now, Mark Hughes for Manchester United, well held by Seaman. Parker. Giggs. And Cantona pulling wide to the left-hand side. Crossing with the outside of the foot. A missed kick by Winterburn. Appeals for offside, but Lee Sharp has slotted in his second. The goal is given here despite the Arsenal complaints. It came off an Arsenal boot, and Sharp allowed to go on and score. Sally, Ince. Parlour. Still strange to see Liverpool in these amber shirts, and they're in trouble, and they're a goal behind to Paul Merson. 4 days ago he fired in the equaliser against Manchester United, and here he gives Arsenal the lead at Liverpool's expense. Shirt sleeve order for George Graham. Jensen. It's a fine ball. Oh, terrific save from Campbell by David James. Arsenal full value for their lead here, and so close to extending it.
So Liverpool sent home with nothing to show for their journey, but their city neighbours Everton visited Highbury the following week and collected unsettled Swedish winger Anders Limpar, paying Arsenal £1.6 million for the privilege. Next, the Gunners were on the trail of an even bigger payday, just 2 games away from the Cup Winners' Cup final.
How are you? How are you? Where?
Arsenal arrived in France for the away leg of the semi-final, knowing it promised to be their biggest test yet. Their opponents, Paris Saint-Germain, the in-form team in Europe. The venue, the Parc des Princes, a stadium built for rugby, with a playing surface to match and a ground which will be filled to capacity with a fanatical Parisian crowd. A few hours before kick-off, and the examination of Arsenal's big match nerves had already begun.
Et comment lui vient cette réputation de joueur de tempérament?
You have the reputation of being a high temper and high personality. Just a few words about it.
Because I love football, and when I play, I'm emotional when I play, and it's part of my game. But the temperamental side is 2 years ago, maybe.
Yeah. Les histoires de tempérament, ça date d'il y a 2 ans.
Arsenal are always at their best when we're, when we're being knocked and we're being, not good enough. And it's, we get used to it. We've had it for decades, and we're at our best when our backs against the wall. And this is going to be a very intimidating atmosphere tomorrow night. But if the lads can display some of the form that they have done in the previous European trips, I'll be delighted.
Smith has pulled off a little closer, so it's Alan Smith now for Arsenal. A little touch through there to Selly. A good, sensible ball played there by Selly. And a good shot on the far side by Paul Merson. At least I thought it was a good shot, but it just flew wide of the far post. There's some good movement there by Arsenal.
Great build-up. Just listen to those statistics you gave us about the defensive record. It's not that bad an effort, that's quite a good effort.
Halfway through the first half, still 0-0. And a clumsy Lessie unhappy with the ball Valdo gave to him. While they were arguing, Arsenal got on with it. Right now, taking it from Winterburn's throw, plays a good ball there to Davis. Played it in quickly again. Smith with a chance for Arsenal just for a moment. It seemed to be there. John Jensen. Oh, a terrific save, and it's just wide. Well, when is it going to happen for John Jensen? For a moment it looked as though that was it. In fact, looked as though he's in a good position himself first of all. Then he made an excellent one for Jensen, who struck it beautifully. Arsenal. Davis floating it in, right with a header, and Arsenal have scored!
Just felt there was a goal coming from Arsenal. I mean, they've been conceding unnecessary free kicks, and that's a lovely little glance. That's maybe a situation where the ground has actually helped him, because it's got a very good skip off the ground there.
Thought he might try a long road shot, but right. Oh, bad place to lose the ball there. And they're furious with Ian Wright, the Arsenal players, and Tony Adams got in just before George Weah. That was a very dangerous place to give away the ball there, and Arsenal were so nearly punished for it, saved at the very last by their captain. Valdo then with the throw, with the corner rather. Flick on, and a great header there. And it's Ginola.
I mean, you really cannot believe that Arsenal would be beaten by something like that. That once again shows the value of having a guy on both posts. You know, there's an argument, you don't defend your post. My argument against that is if the ball goes anywhere in the net from a corner, it would be near one of the unguarded posts. Guy on the near post cleans that one out.
Within a half of time added on. It's important Arsenal hold on now. And indeed, Campbell plays it up to right. Just hold it. Oh, and he's given it away. Ricardo. There's the final whistle. It's an excellent result for Arsenal. 1-1 with that precious away goal as well. Ian Wright, the scorer for Arsenal in the first half. Ginola scoring an equaliser for Paris Saint-Germain right at the start of the second. But it all adds up to a terrific second leg at Highbury in a fortnight time.
Before that second leg, 2 league fixtures to get out of the way. Against relegation-bound Swindon, 3 points seemed to be on the cards after a 4th-minute goal from Alan Smith. But a rash tackle from Paul Davis cost 2 points. Paul Bodin converted the penalty, and Swindon had a draw. At Sheffield United, Paul Rogers scrambled the home side into the lead. But the set-piece specialists hit back, Kevin Campbell grabbing the equaliser. A week later, and the biggest game at Arsenal in years, and the Highbury faithful did their team proud.
Ginola getting in behind them there, but the ball just skidding a little bit on this surface. It's been raining here in North London since about 5 o'clock. Oh, bad throw out by Seaman. Valdo. Ginola's waiting in there. And Rai didn't really get a firm touch on it, but a dreadful mistake there by David Seaman. Here's another corner. Curled in again Steve Bold got in the end of that, and knocked behind by Rai for the goal kick.
Ginola.
There's the mistake, Ron.
Here it is. I mean, that's a dreadful mistake. And from here on in, you'd have bet money. You'd bet money to pick one of them out, and he has actually. But I think all credit there to Tony Adams on that.
Smith. Dixon. Looking to measure up across, gets one in. It's a goal there! It's Kevin Campbell! A super start for Arsenal.
What a magnificent ball from Lee Dixon. I mean, we talk about the quality of crossing. Look at this.
And the keeper caught out of the near post a little bit here.
Kevin Campbell unmarked, picks the only spot that would have got him a goal. The keeper's very unlucky there, Lam. A great attempt, but a magnificent cross and a great finish there.
Dixon quickly seizing upon the chance to close him down, but Valdo making space for himself. A lovely ball by him to Ginola. Colaterre. Oh, saved by Seaman. Valdo then with the corner again. Let's play a different one this time. Just knocked in there. Again, it was Adams who was most alive to it. His header finds Wright. Now Wright trying to get away from Colaterre and from Roche. But Roche, who's just back from injury, goes down and, well, is this going to be a yellow card for Ian Wright? I think it is. And that would mean he's out of the final. If Arsenal go through, Wright doesn't want to look. But Peter Mikkelsen, the Danish referee, I think is going to show the yellow card to Ian Wright.
I must confess, I thought Ian Wright was a little bit hasty there. I think what he'll be saying there, Ian Wright, that he genuinely tried to hook the ball.
Look, you're on.
Yeah,
Shades of Paul Gascoigne in 1990.
But so the important thing is now that's gone, that's history. He's got to now to try and get himself, compose himself and make sure Arsenal do get through to the final.
One Brazilian to another. Valdo. Ginola's in there waiting also. And this might be a great chance. But it's gone away. The last seconds. That's it again. The little chip in there. That time Adams was back. Keown in there as well. Selly getting it away, but not very far. Back it comes again. The whistle's gone. Arsenal go into the final. Thanks to Kevin Campbell's goal in the first half.
An incredible night, but now back to the league, and with 6 games left, the Gunners had some ground to make up if they were to take 3rd place from Newcastle. The run-in began against Chelsea.
Smith. Away by Hopkin. Crowd calling for a little more from Arsenal. McGoldrick with a throw. And now with the cross. And they've broken through, and it's Ian Wright who's done it yet again. Well, he was a scorer in the win at Stamford Bridge earlier in the season, and maybe now he's set Arsenal on course to a double in this London derby. 1-0. Gale. And I don't think David Seaman can do too much about that. Well, Wimbledon come here in excellent heart, and they're certainly playing well enough. Seaman comes, doesn't get there. Robbie Earl with the header. So they're in even better heart now, Joe Kinnear's men. Campbell. Touch from Davis, and Warren Barton has to just run it behind for the corner. Clipped in by Selly. Parler, Wimbledon pushing out. Campbell as a real scramble, and Bold buries it. Well, Arsenal conceded their goal from a Wimbledon left-wing corner. They equalised, not perhaps the anticipated way, but the sheer pressure paid off. And it was very well struck in the end by Bold when it finally came to him. 1-1. Campbell held it up well. Here's Wright. Down he goes. Oh, penalty. It's given here against Neil Cox, who will claim that he played the ball with some justification. 1-0. The preferred side for Ian Wright. And if Nigel Spink anticipated it, which he did, he still couldn't reach it. Ray Houghton. Seaman's off his line. No chance. Well, Ray Houghton perhaps doesn't get as many goals these days as he did with Liverpool, but this was one for his collection. Arsenal trying to come again. Keown, former Villa player, of course. Now, possibilities here with Campbell. Still Campbell, and Wright rifles it in to restore the lead. Unselfish work from Campbell. It still took some finishing, and Wright was up to the task. Impey's cross. Barker back in. Gary Penrice. Well, Simon Barker did some good retrieving, and Penrice forced his way in. Smith. Merson. Still going. Still going! Well, whenever he scores, Paul Merson, it's invariably something very special indeed. And here's the Merson magic again. Strength on the ball and a real sting in the shot. Linnigan. First time from Selly, just beating Parler. Mikloshko plucked the cross out of the air well. Linnigan. Oh, that's a bit short. And Morley. Trevor Morley sends the West Ham fans behind that goal into raptures of delight. Martin Allen on the move. Allen, it's 2-0.
The Gunners' first league defeat since December. Perhaps their minds were already on Copenhagen and the Cup Winners' Cup final. Tuesday, May the 3rd, and the squad set off for the club's biggest European game in over a decade.
Monarch Airlines flight number MOS 8060 to Copenhagen is now ready for boarding through gate number 12.
Atmosphere. I didn't realise there was going to be that many here tonight, but by the time kick-off I'm sure it'll be full to the rafters, and we've got a lot more supporters than they have, so we're really looking forward to it.
Copenhagen, a mass of red and white, the atmosphere electric, and for Ian Wright and John Jensen, missing through suspension and injury, a bittersweet experience.
It's great, man. This will be the boys. This will lift the boys more than you know, because like they'll go in the dressing room and they'll be like, the adrenaline will be pumping. They'll be ready because we're gutted. We're torn. Our hearts are being torn out.
It's the saddest,
every second.
It's the saddest day of my life.
Easily.
nearly 8 months after the Euro trail began and the moment of truth had arrived.
Here's Brolin, who's so hard to track, threading it through for Asprilla. Wonderful tackle by Bold. And the danger averted by Dixon. Crippa. Benarivo, who's a right back with a really buccaneering style. Brolin! Well, when he glanced it on, you feared for Arsenal. Any sort of touch with Seaman committed, but it was too high. Merson will take the corner. Campbell! I think it came off Kevin Campbell's shoulder. Smith. Everything up to Alan Smith is sticking. That's a good sign. Davis. Campbell. Palmer were appealing for offside. Selly's in there as well. Suddenly Arsenal pushing men forward from midfield. Davis. But the worry when they do that is the clout in the Palmer counter-attack, started by Asprilla. Here's Zola. On for Brolin. Homing in here, the inside of the post. And fortune favours the Gunners. A sweeping counter-attack. And Thomas Brolin a whisker away from putting Palmer into the lead for Nevio Scala. Dixon. Dixon again. That's Minotti with the acrobatics. It falls for Smith. Oh! A superb goal for Alan Smith! Just what Arsenal wanted. And Smith, who's laboured for so long really in the past couple of years in the shadows of Ian Wright when it comes to goal scoring, no Wright tonight. Smith seizes the opportunity. And that's football for you. Brolin hits the inside of the post, it stays out. Smith does, it goes in, and Arsenal are in front. Minotti, Apollone. Brolin. Technically, Palmer have a real pedigree. But can they battle? They need to here against one of the most resilient club sides you'll find anywhere in the world. Asprilla. Zola. Lovely play from Palmer. And, well, David Seaman, we know is injured. But you'd never guess it from the agility he had to show then. A move again of sheer class from Palmer and a sensational save. Still 1-0. Arsenal know they have to maintain their right attitude, their organisation, but Minotti allowed to go a long way. He scored in the Cup Winners' Cup final last season. Dixon, now Di Chiara rolling on the ground, claiming a penalty. It's not given, but we've seen them given in those circumstances. Minotti on the move again. Di Chiara. Asprilla. Zola. More Palmer. Claims here. Nevio Scala studying the shape of a game that tactically Arsenal have got just right, you feel. But they're not walking up to collect the cup yet. Oh. Nail-biting moments Massimo Crippa from the edge of the area. Adams couldn't clear decisively. Thundered back by Crippa, but too high. Again, Arsenal funnel back. The defensive line has been so solid. Oh, there's an offside given. The ball's in the net, it's not going to count. It was a very close call indeed, but Sensini, I think, was the player who was offside. Arsenal have won it! A tactical triumph here for George Graham.
Yeah, I'm quite pleased. I mean, just a great night for everybody concerned with Arsenal.
In front of wonderful supporters who've certainly played their part. Tony Adams leads up Arsenal to collect the European Cup Winners' Cup. Well played, Arsenal.
Just like to say thank you to Alan Smith.
Walking around, singing a song, walking in a smudge of Wonderland. We're on the road without a slip.
2 days later, the Gunners were back in training, looking forward to the final game of the season and back on a job well done.
Well, I think we've had everything throughout the European Cup Winners' Cup. Against Odense, I didn't think we played particularly well, but we got through. And then after that, I thought we improved game by game. Against Liège in both games, we played some super football. And over in Belgium, some tremendous goals. I mean, probably the biggest victory Arsenal's ever had in Europe away from home. And then the tactical planning and battle against Torino. And then playing against the flair of the French in Paris Saint-Germain. Beating potential European Cup winners next year. And then to sort of play Parma, who I think they're one of the best teams in Europe, with setbacks, without Ian Wright, without John Jensen, without Martin Keown, without David Hillier. There were a lot of obstacles in the final, and so there's nothing wrong when people say character, professionalism. But let's not forget there's a lot of flair in the tournament as well.
And so to the final day of an incredible season and a generous salute from all at Newcastle, but little sympathy for any tired Arsenal legs. Arsenal old boy Andrew Cole found the perfect finish to his remarkable season. And a Peter Beardsley penalty put the final touch to Newcastle's impressive return to the top flight. So Arsenal finished the season in 4th place. Next season, George Graham will be looking to challenge arch rivals Manchester United and bring the Championship trophy along on what's become the Gunners' annual open-top procession to Islington Town Hall. But for now, we'll leave you with this season's final journey.
great 3 years, and hopefully I can have a load more. You know, you've been great. Thank you very much. You're the best.
Well, what can I say? You're brilliant fans, you're brilliant in Copenhagen. Thank you very much. Cheers.
Bye. See you next season.